It's all in good fun right now. Welcome to this Sunday afternoon edition of the NBA here on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Steve Kerr and Clark Kellogg. Thanks for joining us. Now a chance to check out our starting lineups. And guys, what are we going to be looking for in this one from Nick Batum?
Yeah, he's a terror in the passing lanes too. Loves to lay back a bit, kind of play possum, anticipate, and then dash out and pick off those careless passes.
And here's another thing I've noticed. You know, sometimes at the defensive end, he'll come out of nowhere to make a play on the ball, blocking a shot from behind when the shooter had no idea he was there.
It's East versus West here in Toronto. The Raptors hope to put on a show for their hometown fans. And this game, the first chance they've had to see Portland. Home court advantage played a part in last year's season series. Each team took their home game in a 1-1 split.
And, you know, this is a team you want to capitalize on when you play them, but that wasn't the case last year. They split 2 games.
And Portland starts out with the ball. Lillard against Lowry. To the inside. Here's Batista. Goes up and lays it nice and easy. Red Hot's got the game going with his first points of the game for the Trailblazers. And to touch on Steve's point real quick, I'll bet they consider that game they lost to them to be, you know, the one that got away.
And I would think there's no doubt they're going to be looking to rectify that and sweep them this time around.
Now here's Gay. The 17-footer. Valenciennes rejected by Batista. Now Lillard. Kicks to Matthews. Ball's knocked loose. Matthews left side. Sinks the 15-footer. Matthews has got his first points in this one.
And LaMarcus Aldridge, an all-star for the 3rd straight season. You know, looking back, he's really been the jewel of that 2006 draft class where he went 2nd overall.
Now here's Gay. He's coming off a 13-point game against Chicago. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Damian Lillard. That's his first foul.
Yeah, he had not established position.
You know, I'd prefer the refs to whistle with a block when in doubt. I thought that was a good call there.
Swiped it away.
Now, the defender was so close to him on that foot fake that he just took the ball out of his hands.
Well, this is how you completely rattle an opponent's rhythm.
Yeah, you know, such terrific on-the-ball defense to trigger the transition opportunity.
And it wasn't just a tough D, it was the exclamation point they put on the fast break with the slam.
And the Raptors off to a slow start. 6-point game. Clark, you talk about Aldridge and what he's meant to the Trailblazers. Really the franchise player, Steve, in Portland. I think they look at him that way.
And for a team that had to rebuild on the fly after losing so many of their key players to injury, going back to Brandon Roy and Greg Oden, it's nice to see the Blazers bounce back and start to get Aldridge some help with guys like Damian Lillard and Batum and Matthews.
Now Lillard following Rudy Gay's three-point attempt and stolen by Kyle Lowry. With this to DeRozan. Hansbrough, the pass to DeRozan. Rudy Gay on the wing. Gay right side. Clock at 6. From the baseline. That's good.
Don't take your eyes off of him because he can make plays from multiple spots on the floor. Put the isolated cam on him. You know, guys, Portland had one of the worst benches in the history of the league last season. You know, they didn't get much contribution there. It was almost like they went into every game playing 5 versus 12.
Now, here's Lillard. An 11-point game for him in the win against Boston. Gay comes over with a double team. Outside, Batum drains the three-pointer. Batum's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game.
4 makes on 4 tries. Everything's falling early. 100% can't do better than that.
Well, as Clark was talking about when referring to the Blazers, the bench scoring was a big problem for him as they didn't have anyone really outside the starting 5 that Steve could be counted on for 7 points or more a game.
Yeah, look, the NBA game is 48 minutes long. It's tough to survive for those full 4 quarters when you have no offensive punch off the bench. But I think this offseason they added a lot of firepower, a lot of scoring in reserve, and we'll see if that makes a difference for this team this year.
For Portland, they won their last contest, that game against Boston.
And I think, Kevin, it really showed how important it is to have a strong bench performance. You go out on the road, you can't rely on your starters night in and night out. The reserves have to contribute and help them out.
I think we definitely saw that, Steve, throughout the game. They were really tied together as a team. Didn't make any difference who was out on the floor. You'll take every road game win you can, and they're happy with that one.
Lowry against Lillard. Lowry dishes to DeRozan. Backs in. Lowry from past the arc. There's the bucket. Good. Lowry's got 5.
And, for Raptors coach Dwayne Casey from last season, he's wanted to improve the rim protection inside. Now with a little more size, you add Valanciunas, and hopefully the pieces are in place for Casey to build a winning team in Toronto.
And so here's Portland following Kyle Lowry's 3. Aldridge against Hansbrough. The drive by Aldridge. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. And when you look at this Raptors team, they have size and athleticism. Steve certainly capable of defending.
Yeah, they do have the talent to be good defensively. Some length on the perimeter. I think Valanciunas is an interesting player with defensive capability. So this is a club that has the potential to be pretty good at that end of the floor.
Well, nope.
There's the steal. Lowry and Ross pairing up in the backcourt. Austin Day is out there with Tyler Hansbrough, and it's Valanciunas in at the 5. That's the 5 out there for the Raptors. And a breakdown here, guys, the hustle stats for the Trailblazers.
Boy, their frenetic defense has really been impressive, putting a lot of pressure on ball handlers and turning them over.
They also came out of the locker room with their running shoes on. I mean, their transition game has been full throttle.
Okay, well, let's check in with Doris Burke reporting from our sideline in this game. Doris, take it away.
Thanks, Kevin. Red hot in the last game against the Celtics, really lit it up from the floor. He ended with 16 points and really caused problems for shooters with his shot blocking, swatting away any look at the basket. He came pretty close to closing out the perfect game from the field, but I think his coach will take it. Pretty good effort, Kevin.
All right, Doris, thank you. It really was a stunning performance, Clark. He was at his absolute best in this game.
Yeah, and the only thing about having a game like that, Kevin, is that it's almost impossible to duplicate it here tonight.
Well, nobody's expecting that, Clark, and they don't need him to do that. If he's even half as good as he was that night, it should be enough.
And here are the Raptors now. Following the three-pointer by Nicholas Batum. That's blocked.
Another strong rebound, just like we've gotten used to seeing from them today.
Yeah, 1 or 2 more of those, and this lead will be double digits.
Here's Cram, defended by Day. With the fadeaway. And the shot no good, a bit short.
That was not pretty there. You got to make that one, but maybe that's not his range.
Hansbrough, a screen on Lillard. Ross kicks to Day. From the corner. And he hits the jump shot. Day's got 4 points this quarter.
Now the shots are starting to fall a little bit more than they did in the first quarter.
Yeah, they say it's not how you drive, it's how you arrive in golf. Well, a shaky start can be overcome because now they're starting to heat up.
Here's Freeland. Here's Crabbe. And the Trailblazers getting another bucket right there. Here's Lowry. To the paint. Valanciunas defended by Batista. Now here's Hansbrough. Looking for his first basket still in this one.
Boy, he shows a lot of desire when he's fighting for that tough board. And his length doesn't hurt either.
Trailblazers leading by 9. Pass to Batista. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2. Well, Clark, as you said, the Thunder got the Raptors' first selection this last year. Only the way the Raptors would have been able to hang on to it was, Steve, if they jumped up to the top 3 in the lottery.
And as bad as it might seem for the Raptors to have not had a first, I mean, it is bad. It was as good as any other time for them to not have a first-round pick because the draft wasn't deep, and the Raptors have a lot of young talent already, and that they can make improvement with.
And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time.
The Raptors have been in the rebuilding process for a while now, and even though they still didn't crack the postseason, they were able to do something they haven't done in several years. Win more than they lose here in Toronto.
Now here is Lowry. He's coming off a 16-point game against Chicago.
Yeah, Kevin, he really set up shop at that foul line. I mean, they could not do anything with him defensively, and so they had to keep fouling.
And it seemed like such a small accomplishment, but going back to what you said, Clark, about the Raptors, but they are a young team, and it takes small steps like that to climb up the standings, this year to year.
Yeah, no question. I mean, unless you have a once-in-a-lifetime or at least once-in-a-generation type player in the draft, you have to do it with smaller steps, and that's what the Raptors are trying to do.
And so Lowry nails both of them.
After the Rudy Gay trade sent Jose Calderon, Kyle Lowry said that now the Raptors were his team. And while that might be debatable, he's clearly got the talent to run a team at the point guard position.
Now here's Matthews. 9 points last game out. Back to Lillard. Lillard gets the screen from Batista. And the basket by Lillard. And the Trailblazers lead by 11. And back to Kyle Lowry, a good passer, also an amazing rebounder for a 6-foot-tall guard.
He's physical, doesn't mind throwing his weight around. He's confident. You can see how aggressive he is offensively, always looking to draw contact and get to the free throw line.
Here's Lowry. Following the score by Damian Lillard. Lowry passes to DeRozan. 6 on the shot clock. The drive by Lowry. Toronto needs to get off a shot. And DeMar DeRozan the bucket on the assist by Lowry. DeRozan's got his first bucket in this one.
Yeah, and he's one player who doesn't need a lot of space to get to the basket. He's really crafty. The way he can blast his way straight through traffic. He's really strong.
And Steve, some of the best highlights you're ever going to see are going to come from this guy. Every time he steps on the court, there's a chance he'll perform the dunk of the season.
Just putting on a passing display out there.
Well, just to add another fantastic assist to the highlight reel for this guy.
Game with it, and Batum picks him up defensively. Batum against Gay. AC dishes to Lowry. The pass to Hansbrough. And another basket for Toronto.
Shooting much better here in the second quarter.
Yeah, their offense has really come alive. Can they come back and even it up? That's the question.
And Lillard kicks to Batum. Three-pointers off the mark. Batista. And the basket good. Red Hot's got 4 points in the quarter.
Giving them an opportunity at second chance points with some hard work on the glass there.
He kicks to DeRozan. Back to Lowry. The three. That's good. Lowry's got 10 points in the game.
Oh, he's going to keep banging those home if you give him that much space.
About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Lowry against Lillard. He passes to Batista. He's against Hansbrough. Batista passes to Lillard. And he makes no mistake on the slam dunk. Nice hops and determination that time. Clark to get to the rim.
We know he can bounce, and right there an example of how dangerous he is when he's got a path to the hoop.
And you love the versatility, guys. Being a point guard, and in this situation, they tack on 2 more points, expanding the lead in a pretty deflating way for the defense.
Backing down his game. Here's Lowry. And that concludes the first half. Trailblazers lead by 10. And we'll have the start of the second half when we come back after the break. But right now, let's go over to Damon Bruce with the Sprint Halftime Show.
And now, brought to you by Sprint.
And now get ready for the halftime report. We're happy to be part of your Sunday. Portland with the lead against Toronto. They've come out of the gates strong to start, looking to keep going. Red Hot not having much difficulty against Toronto. He has 6 points so far. He's done a great job playing lockdown D. And hanging tough, the Toronto Raptors. Their bench making its presence felt, putting up big numbers coming in from the Pine. Some terrific basketball from Kyle Lowry. He's been one of their more dependable shooters in this game, knocking it down better than 50%. And that'll be all for now. Thanks so much for joining us. The third quarter just about to get underway.
The Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
And now the third quarter about to get going.
You know, Lowry is playing well. 10 points, and he's knocked down a pair of three-pointers in this game, too.
Well, they might want to think about setting a few more screens for him to try to give him another open look or two.
For Toronto, they come in off the loss to the Bulls.
Their offense really sputtered in that game. They went through stretches where points became very hard to come by.
And Steve, you know, their play wasn't terrible. It wasn't too bad, but this game still is about making shots, and the shot making wasn't there.
On the court for the Trailblazers. Filling out the wings, it's Matthews and Batum. Red Hot out there with LaMarcus Aldridge, and it's Lillard in at the point guard position.
Damian Lillard was really a steady floor general, guys. I think we still have a lot to see as to how much of a playmaker he'll become. Remember, he was the man in college. Without a lot of other scoring options to rely on, he carried Weber State offensively. And I think that's going to serve him well throughout the rest of his NBA career. More point guards have to be able to score as well as run the team in the way the league is playing now.
Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with Doris Burke. Hey, Doris.
Gentlemen, Rudy Gay and Kyle Lowry came into the league together as rookies with the Memphis Grizzlies and played 2.5 years together before Lowry was traded to Houston. Now they're reunited on the Raptors. Lowry said, having Rudy coming in, it's really my brother. We hang out together. We do everything pretty much together. He's also excited about what Rudy brings to the team, saying he can create his own shot, a high flyer. He's a big shot guy. He's going to be an all-star. And guys, with Lowry setting the table, he can help make that a reality.
And friendship, such a great foundation for their success. Thanks, Doris. Here's DeRozan. Following the score by Damian Lillard. And there's the foul. It goes on Wesley Matthews. That's his first foul. And Damian Lillard last season, Steve, averaging 6.5 assists a game.
And those numbers should get better because, Lillard's going to get better. The Blazers will continue to add to their roster. They had one of the worst benches in the league last season. So you put a couple more scores alongside Lillard, those assist totals will go up.
I think Clark's right. We'll have to see in time how his playmaking develops. Now, here's Valanciunas. Just 4 to shoot. From deep, Gay. An absolute pine from three-point range. Gay's got 5 points so far.
I thought the defense really kind of slacked off there. He's going to drill those threes when he gets a good look.
Lillard attacking. Lillard, right side. Outside, Batum. Passes it to Batista. Tipped. And we're just around 2 minutes into the final half of play now. The putback, and Hansbrough slams it in.
Well, something special about him, guys, is just how good he is at winning the so-called second shot game, going hard to the offensive glass, salvaging points with his putbacks.
He's one of the tougher players you'll ever see. Sometimes he comes away from games pretty banged up.
High wire flying out there. That'll drop your jaw.
Rattle that rim, young man. Rattle that rim.
He did it all right. The rim, the backboard, the stanchion, all of it.
I hope he's okay.
Raptors trail by 9. Lowry kicks to Hansbrough. He feeds it to Gay. Toronto working the ball around now. Lowry with the ball. He's got 10. 6 to shoot. Batum against Gay. Outside, Batum. Pass to Batista. Valanciunas is there. Gay comes over with a double team. And there's the foul on the shot. He'll go to the line for 2. And now let's have a look at the teams that were last year's best from the free throw line. 5th, the Raptors.
I think free throw shooting can be contagious, and it seemed like everybody last season just had the hot hand.
And he makes the first. An almost entirely new group here for Portland. Myers Leonard, he's checked in for Aldridge. Wright comes in for Nicholas Batum. McCollum's checked in for Wesley Matthews. And Mo Williams subbed in for Damian Lillard. And the free throw is good from Batista.
Boy, I tell you what, he does not look like your typical big man up there at the line. He has an excellent stroke and a percentage to match.
And here's Augustine. He's been patient so far, nothing yet on the scoreboard. Fields dishes it to Augustine. Feeds it to Day. Shot clock at 6. Pass to Augustine. Shoots. And dishes it off the right side of the rim.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but in the rebounding department too, Clark.
Yeah, it's been a really gritty performance. They'll have some bruises to show for it, but that's the way it should be. You should feel that you've competed when you do that work inside.
I like the way they've played here in the first half. Just an intelligent floor game, getting good shots.
The numbers certainly back that up. They're shooting a much better percentage.
C.J. McCollum, a 6'3" combo guard out of Lehigh, played only about 2 months of his senior season. after suffering a broken bone in his foot, but did enough to impress scouts that he became a top-tier talent. I think he's got a big future in this league.
Now let's go to Doris Burke. Doris?
Well, Kevin, Toronto has usually been on the wrong end of free agency in the past, but DeMar DeRozan doesn't understand it. He says of Toronto, quote, "It's a great city. It's really diverse. The culture's great, the fan base is great. They might not be getting any big free agents, but DeMar might be working on that, guys."
He certainly is. Thanks, Doris. Williams passes to Batista. Here's Leonard, and again it's Portland converting. And McCollum compares himself, Clark, to Damian Lillard and Steph Curry, two other small school guys with great shooting touches.
Well, you know what I like to say, have game, will travel, and McCollum has game. There's no question about that, Kevin. He's going to do fine in the NBA. And those guys he compares himself with have shown they're capable.
Augustine dishes to Fields. Inside, and Valanciunas sticks to Day. And again, it's Toronto converting.
Well, Kevin, look here at last year in the NBA where the Raptors ranked. 3rd in fewest turnovers per game. 5th in free throw percentage. And for the team scoring numbers, not a strong point for them. Only top 20 in the league. This team needs to pick it up offensively.
Very well-coached team, Clark. I mean, you look at the numbers, and you talked about the few turnovers. Top 5 in the league, in fact, in fewest mistakes. So this is a well-disciplined, well-coached team. And when they're on their game, they're just one of those teams you hate to play against because they don't give you anything easy.
McCollum kicks to Williams. And the pass to Batista. Richardson covering. Back to Williams. Launches a three. It's hauled in by the Raptors. As their comeback bid had better get started.
I think there's still enough time for them here, Kevin. I think there's a good chance they can make it happen.
I don't know. I mean, it's going to take a pretty big run. They're going to have to be almost perfect to get this one done.
You can see that they're not as aggressive from the three-point arc. They had far more attempts in the first half.
For Portland, they've gone 4 of 6 from the field since the start of the third. Collin passes to Williams. Passes it to Crab. Here's Red Hot. And it's out of bounds. The Raptors will take it the other way.
Boy, did they ever make a mess out of that one. A terrible turnover.
And Portland making a change here. Watson's checked in. Here's Augustine. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. Just 2 seconds between shot clock and game clock. Here is Ross. The feed to Richardson. He dishes it to Augustine. Kicks it to Ross. Out of bounds. Portland takes possession.
That's not what they needed there, that's for sure.
The Trailblazers making a switch here. Here is Watson. From downtown. And that's the final possession with the nice defense right there. And as we end the third quarter, a double-digit deficit will make it tough to come back. It's the Trailblazers. They're up by 10. And do not go away, as we'll be back in just a few moments with the start of our fourth quarter coming up next.
Make sure to pick up a copy of 2K Sports Magazine. The cover athlete, none other than Red Hot, emerging as a star talent in the NBA.
Well, welcome back as we get set to start the fourth. And a moment now to look at the scoring approach in terms of where the points are coming from for the Trailblazers.
They've been the aggressors, and they've been tougher in the paint all game.
The number of second chance points they've gotten is also impressive. I mean, they've kept so many possessions alive with offensive rebounds.
And out of bounds as the Raptors gain possession. Now a look at the upcoming schedule for the Portland Trailblazers. So it's off to Brooklyn after this game as they have the next to look forward to. That is game 3 of this 4-game trip.
Well, I'm anxious to see what ends up happening with that Bulls game. It should be a good one.
Raptors trail by 10. DeRozan and Gay fill the wings. Tyler Hansbrough out there with Jonas Valanciunas. And it's Lowry in at the point guard. So that's the 5 in the game for Toronto. Now the dish to Watson. Outside Matthews. He kicks it to Batum. Back to Matthews. Down to 5 on the shot clock. The Trailblazers need to get off a shot. Shot is off. Now Toronto takes it the other way. After this one, they're off to Philadelphia to take on the 76ers. That'll be just one game played away from home for them. Lowry with the ball. Matthews covering. Hansbrough, that's good. Hansbrough's got the fourth quarter going with the first basket of the period here for the Raptors. Fourth quarter just getting started. 1 minute in the books. Now Watson. He passes it to Aldridge. Here's Redhot. Hansbrough defending. Here's Batista. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there. It's on Jonas Valanciunas.
Well, an exciting player, Kevin. Incredible agility, and even when you think you have him stymied, he's great at maintaining his body control in midair and still getting a good shot off.
And the other most noticeable thing about him to me is his passing. I mean, he makes things so easy for his teammates. All they have to do is get to the right spot on the floor, and he'll get it to them. Well, Blazers coach Terry Stotts is a branch on the tree of head coach George Karl, and that's a pretty good tree to be on. In his playing days, Karl coached Stotts in the CBA, and actually Stotts had a pretty good career in Europe.
Damian Lillard's checked in for the Trailblazers. All free throws good from Batista. And for Terry Stotts, after his playing days, he coached as an assistant under George Karl, both in the CBA and then with the Sonics and the Bucks.
And over 2 decades of coaching experience, Kevin. This is his 6th season overall as an NBA head coach. Remember, he coached the Hawks as well as the head man. But I thought did a nice job with Portland last season.
Hansbrough dishes to Lowry. He feeds it to Gay. 6 on the shot clock. Back to Lowry. Pass to DeRozan. Fires from deep. Batum grabs the miss. Trailblazers leading by 10. Now, here's Lillard. The pass to Batista. Valanciunas is there. Here's Redhot. Hansbrough defending. And here's Matthews from the arc. Rebound by the Raptors. Hansbrough's got 4 rebounds in this game. The Raptors have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start the fourth quarter. Lowry with the ball, and Batum picks him up defensively. Dishes to Gay. Back to Lowry. From the arc. Gets the bucket.
That's pretty much been the norm for them. Getting their points off assists and great ball movement.
Nice rhythm and flow for this team. Tremendous communication and alertness.
Lillard outside. Red hot, defended by Valanciunas. Kicks it out to Lillard. Matthews. Passes to Batista. Valanciunas is there. Lillard left side. Uncovered. And right through it goes. And the Trailblazers lead by 9.
Boy, the deeper we get into this game, the more offense we're seeing.
And that goes for both teams, Steve. Everybody firing on all cylinders right now.
And that one's good by Gay.
You know, something we're seeing less and less of these days, that little finger roll.
The Trailblazers shooting fantastically in this game, 62% from the floor. Lillard, the pass to Batista. And it's out of bounds to Portland. They'll retain possession.
Yeah, so close to picking that pass off, guys.
At least he got a hand on it. He did what he needed to do to make sure it didn't hit the target.
And now Doris Burke has an update from the sidelines.
Yes, I had a chance to find out what the Trailblazers head coach was going over with his guys. He wants to make sure they stay assertive and aggressive on the offensive end, saying, I don't want to sit on this lead. Let's build on it and not give them a chance of coming back. Guys?
Lowry against Lillard. The kick out to Matthews. Pass to Aldridge. Takes the 13-footer. It's hauled in by the Raptors. Valanciunas has got his 3rd rebound on the night. Lowry with the ball. Picked up by Aldridge. Backing down is Gay. Back to Lowry. Feeds to DeRozan. Good ball movement here by the Raptors. Matthews with the steal. And oh, here we go. Lillard's got it, the fast break chance. Second chance shot. And Batum finishes inside.
They are really getting the work done inside with their rebound.
Yeah, not giving up too many second chance opportunities, which is always important. And it's been one of the reasons they have the lead right now.
Lowry kicks to Gay. Matthews with the rebound.
An easy look there, but, you know, he misses those once in a while.
Lillard. Back to Matthews. The feed now to Batum. Kicks it to Aldridge. Just 5 on the clock. Back to Batum. That's tipped. Hit his foot. And the refs whistling a kick ball. Andrew Fields checking in for Toronto. Raptors on defense. So far in the 4th quarter, they've allowed just 6 points. Matthews passes to Batista. And a beautiful feed leads to a monster jam.
A signature slam right there from the big fella. How many of those have we seen before?
Raptors trail by 11. Lowry kicks to Gay. Lowry setting the pitch for Gay. Back to Lowry. Fires the 3. The dive for the ball. And again, no good by Toronto. Batum dishes to Aldridge. Power down with both hands.
Well, that just adds to what's probably an already insurmountable lead. I think they'll be walking out of here with a pretty easy victory.
Steve, I think that's a given.
.112 left here in the 4th quarter. Lowry passes to Gay. Hansbrough a screen on Batum. He dishes it to DeRozan. Back to Gay. He kicks it to Fields. Shot is no good.
And they forced the miss with that good defensive rotation. They're playing well together as a unit.
Knocked loose. .46 seconds left in the 4th. And Hansbrough slams it in.
Boy, their defense making an impact here late, Kevin.
And straight off the steal, Clark, a perfectly run fast break ends in a slam dunk.
That could be a huge 4-point swing in this game.
Shoots from 14. Good, he hits the jump shot.
Easy little jump shot for him right there, guys.
There's 39 seconds left to play in the final quarter. For Portland, they've gone 4 of 8 in this fourth quarter, shooting at even 50% from the field. Lillard outside. Pass to Batista. Fields covering. Here's Red Hot.
And I think this is going to be too much to overcome, Clark. What do you think?
All the sand in the hourglass is gone, and I agree with him.
And no question, he got bumped on that shot.
Definitely no room for discussion on that one.
He hits the first one, and that brings them within 8. The Trailblazers making a switch here, and so it's Portland winning this one. They pulled off this win, Clark, with respectable performances on both ends of the floor.
Yeah, I think it was just really a nice overall effort, Kevin.
Well, it's time to say so long. For Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Brooke, this is Kevin Harlan along with our 2K Sports crew, thanking you for tuning in.